All right, welcome one and all to the 7:30 Sports, our first ever video. Basically, we just gonna do sports. We ain't getting into nothing else. And since it's football season, we got to talk football. Week 5 recap, Week 6 preview with my homie Big N.O on the line. What's up, N.O?
What's up with it?
Same thing, man. We do this football real fast, man, and we're gonna talk about your Saints. We gonna get to them, man, because you know your boys seem to be
Yeah,
struggling a little bit.
the struggle is real. The struggle is real.
He said the struggle is real. Hell yeah, look real from what I see too, man. There's a lot of things going on over there. But let's start with Thursday, man. We're gonna do the whole week. Uh, yeah, the Colts beat the Texans 27-20. Um, I mean, the Colts need to win all the games within their division because I don't see them winning too many games outside the division. But Andrew Luck is supposed to be back next week. And
Yeah, but they won it with the wheelchair crew, man, all the old guys.
yeah,
Yeah,
Andre Johnson came through. Nice game, Hasselback. You know, I mean, man, look, I don't think much of the Colts. I'm just gonna be honest, man. I think the defense is garbage. I think the offensive line is terrible. But with Andrew Luck coming back, they'll be better. But I don't see them winning a lot of games outside of their division, which they seem to dominate. They win all the games in their division. But I just think they got a lot of holes, man. Especially the offensive line and the defense, which are two things you need to have if you're gonna win a lot of games in the NFL, especially if you're trying to make the playoffs.
yeah, especially in the AFC period.
Yeah. Because they got New England coming up pretty soon. I think New England gonna just embarrass them. So
Yeah, it's gonna be a demolition.
yeah. And especially since the Deflate Gate, New England, Tom Brady and them, they're gonna have something to prove. Just for Indy snitching, they probably gonna put 55 on them just for snitching.
Yeah, yeah, and it's gonna be 55 psi.
So they gonna put some big numbers up on them, man. They just don't look very good, man. And but you had the so-called experts picking Indy to win the Super Bowl preseason.
That's preseason. That's preseason.
Man. First of
That's
all,
preseason.
I don't even know how you picked them to win the Super Bowl in preseason when they brought back the same offensive line and the same defense. What did you think was gonna happen? It was just gonna get better, So yeah, I ain't got too much more to say about Indy, man. The Texans are the Texans, man. If they could find a good quarterback, they might be decent. Um, I just don't. They're just the Texans, man. They're just gonna be average at best. They're gonna be in some games, and some games they're gonna get blown out. But I like the coach. I just think he don't have a quarterback.
He doesn't have a quarterback. But how you take Hardy out after 1 week of bad play, but you keep playing Mallet, and he looks like, well, both of them were under Tom Brady, and both of them look like they didn't learn jack.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. I think when you have two bad quarterbacks, you really don't have an option at all. You might as well keep switching them and hope one of them get hot. That's the best you can do.
Well, you might go back to your college days and switch them back and forth like they do in college games, where you change the pace like that during the game.
Shit,
Like
why not?
period.
What do you have to lose? What difference do it make?
Only thing you got to lose is your job. You're gonna lose that anyway.
I would hate to see him lose his job, man, because I think he's a decent coach, and I just think that when your quarterback play, this is the NFL, man. You got to have at least competent quarterback play. They don't have to be great, but they have to have some sort of idea what they're doing, especially in certain game situations, and he don't have that at all.
Right. They should have kept Fitzgerald.
Yeah,
Fitzpatrick. I'm sorry,
yeah,
Fitzpatrick.
yeah.
They should have kept
But
Fitzpatrick.
I guess they felt they had a better option. I don't know why they thought they did, but I'm not there doing training camp when they're making those decisions. But he's better than what they running out there right now. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
All
Maybe
right,
they don't like beers in Texas.
right. All right, man. We're gonna move on to the Bears and the Chiefs now. This game, I'm surprised the Bears won it. First off, and the main reason why I'm surprised they won it is because I think their quarterback is the most overrated player in the NFL. Um,
He's not underpaid.
Oh no, he's not underpaid, but he's overrated. That is for sure. This is a dude that everybody is saying, well, and they've been saying it since Denver now. Well, once he gets the right coach, he'll figure it out. He's got a strong arm. That's basically all you hear about this guy. Jay Cutler, he's got a strong arm. Once he gets the right coach, he'll figure it out. Well, he's been trying to do this since Denver, and he's the same quarterback. He can throw it real hard. Problem is, he might throw it to the other team. You know what I mean? That's the issue. He gonna throw it to the wrong team, or he gonna have games where he don't want to play, or he got his little attitude going. Man, I'm not a big fan of Jay Cutler at all. At all.
He throws the cotton. You gotta throw the cotton candy to the customer that didn't pay for it.
Right. Yeah. That's his hustle. And then at the end of the game, at the press conference, when it all falls apart and it's on him, he come out with the little attitude, or he want to shift the blame to somebody else on the low. He like to do that sneaky type shit where he'll, sort of say, yeah, the protection was so-so, or the protection was okay. The defense was decent. In other words, we're going to talk about everybody but the fact that I threw them 2 interceptions. We're going to leave that alone.
Yeah, on the final 2
Right.
drives.
And that's the type of shit he do. But they pulled this game out now. Jamal Charles going down, I think, had a lot to do with that. Because once he went down, it was over for the Chiefs. Because Jamal Charles is their offense.
He is.
He is the entire offense. And Alex Smith, the check down king, if he ain't got nobody to check it down to, I don't see how they move the ball.
You think you need to change the quarterback situation in Kansas City?
Nah, I think they just need to tell Alex Smith, how about throwing it down the field? Like, that's the reason why he lost the game in San Francisco. It wasn't because Kaepernick was so great sitting on the bench behind him. It was because they couldn't get the man to throw the ball deep. And if you're not going to throw the ball deep, what the defense is going to do? They're going to keep coming up and keep coming up. Eventually, you can't run the ball, and eventually the checkdowns, they're going to take that away. Now, Jamal Charles is a different type of an athlete. This is a guy you can throw the ball 5 yards to him, and then he can get 35, 40 off of it. But this guy don't throw the ball down the field, man. He don't take any chances. You got to take some chances in the NFL. He's been in the league a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he had a great tight end in San Francisco, Vernon Davis.
Yeah.
He had some good receivers, Midas Crabtree, and Anquan Bolden. Or there was Bolden there when he was there?
Bolden. Yeah, Bolden, I think, was there with 1 season with him.
1 season with him.
But he still wouldn't throw the ball down the field.
Yeah, he couldn't get it down.
He wouldn't even try to throw it down the field. He basically, he was like, man, I don't, I'm going to take this 5-yard out to the running back coming out the backfield before I try to throw it 35 yards down the field to the wide open man. And he's still doing that. And I don't know if that's Andy Reid's game plan or not. That might be Andy Reid's thing. Who knows? But until they start throwing the ball down the field, man, they're going to struggle. But I like their defense, but with Jamal Charles being out for the season, the Chiefs going to struggle. They already 1-4, so it really don't matter. The Chiefs going to struggle.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Nah, they 1-4. It's pretty much over for them. But I had higher expectations from the Chiefs before the season started. I thought they was going to make a nice little run. I don't see that happening now. And the Bears are the Bears, man. I'm not, okay, so they won 18-17. I'm not impressed with the Bears at all, man. It just is what it is. As long as they got Jay Cutler at quarterback, it's hard pressed for me to even watch the Bears play. It really is, so.
Well, Jay Cutler's going to continue to play because Jimmy Clausen is the reason why John Fox got fired in Carolina.
Yeah, but come on.
And that's all he had. That's all he got. Jimmy Clausen.
Your boy Alex Smith, man, he was 16 of 30 for 181. Yards per attempt was 6 yards. He had a touchdown, no interception, but, he just don't throw the ball down the field, man. And, even if you don't complete passes down the field, you got to throw them in order to keep the defense off of you. You got to back the safeties up.
Right.
And I think that's the problem they've been having. Now, that playoff game, what was that, against Indy? When
yeah.
And he just threw the ball all over the place, man. Big yardage, trying to make the game happen. I don't know why he can't do that during the regular season. Can't do that every game.
But they still lost that game.
Yeah, but It's better to lose that way than to know you're out of it. If a team put up 4 touchdowns on the Kansas City Chiefs right now, can Alex Smith bring them back throwing the football down the field? You don't have all day to keep checking it down and hoping for the best. You got to throw the football down the field, man. So we'll see about the Chiefs, man. They might be talking about next year already. Although it's still kind of early. Things could change, but without Jamal Charles, I don't see much happening with them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
The Redskins. Redskins might be kind of good, man. I watch them, and you keep hoping and looking, and you're expecting to see what you always see from the Redskins, which is basically a bad football team, top to bottom. But they actually winning some games, and they end some games on a regular basis here. What you think about the Skins?
Skins always like their running back.
Yeah.
Their running back at Alphamar. And P.I. Garcon is one of my guys. He's really one of my guys. But the quarterback play is suspect. You benching a $16 million quarterback. That makes no sense to me. You might as well just let him go out there and just get crippled up if you're going to pay him. He doesn't hold the clipboard, and he's not actually doing that. He's on the sideline taking pictures of fans. That's what he's doing.
Hey.
But the Redskins D comes to play.
Yeah.
Kerrigan is a monster. I think if they had a rack post, it'd probably be even better D. But their quarterback, they came to play even without D'Angelo Hall, who I think he's overrated cornerback. Those guys played a bit. Breland, he played well. The other guy who took D'Angelo Hall's place, he played pretty well. Came up with the intercept at the end of that Falcons game. Well, it's just that they don't know how to end it, and as usual, quarterback throws a pick and blows the game, get a game away.
Well, that's the word on Kirk Cousins. He can look good until you need him to make that play, and he will usually give the ball away. But I'm gonna tell you this: they're better with Kirk Cousins than they are with RG3.
I do agree because you got a pocket passer, and Cat's not gonna run and just throw some awkward balls and make mistakes and run when he doesn't need to.
Right.
He's not gonna do that.
Right.
If he runs it off.
Right. I don't know, man. You know what, man? Outside of that rookie season, I'm just not a big fan of RG3. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if it's the coaching or what it is, but from a guy to go from rookie of the year to where he was last year, and I know the injuries had a lot to do with it, but I never saw a progression. In other words, you just went from being okay to worse. I didn't see any sign that showed that he was getting better. He just was there. I don't know. They gave up a lot for him, though.
He had 2 plays and he got a little praise for what he was doing, and these overzealous accolades, but it never seemed to continue after.
Yeah. Now the Falcons. We living here in Atlanta.
Here we go.
But neither one of us being Falcons fans.
That's for sure.
And I usually like to talk crazy to these Falcons fans when they get excited because their team is on a little winning streak. Whether it be the Hawks or the Falcons or the Braves, it don't matter to me. They get excited. Any type of winning streak, they go into the Super Bowl, they go into the World Series, they going somewhere.
Yeah.
Now this is an easy schedule that they play here, man. This schedule, basically you can look at them and say they're a good team, but at the same time you can also say, well, let's wait till you play somebody. And I can't knock them for their schedule, and every NFL game is a hard game. None of them are easy. But this schedule is soft. So I'm not ready to jump up and down about the Falcons just yet. Although I like Matt Ryan, always like Matt Ryan. The defense looks better, but they got a running game all of a sudden, man, and that can be serious for them. Freeman can run the rock. And if they got to run,
he's still running like the national championship. He's still running just like that, like he did in the national championship.
Right. Now Freeman can keep running the rock with that passing game and a decent defense is what they have is a decent defense. Um, they can make some noise. Now, I'm not ready to say that they're going to the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship game. We're not even going that far yet. But I can say this. If they can beat Carolina, they'll win the South.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not too sure how I feel about Carolina right now. We'll get to them in a minute, but I kind of like this Falcons team a little bit, man. I really do. I can watch them. I can't root for them, but I can watch them because, I like the offense and they're interesting. They do some interesting stuff, man. They're not boring. They're not going to put you to sleep, you know. Unlike Carolina, who I feel like puts me to sleep. But we'll talk about them in a minute. We'll get down to them, man. So what you think, Atlanta? Can they win the South? You like them in the South?
I don't like Atlanta at all. But
I'm talking about the win the South, man.
Again, I don't like Atlanta at all. But they can win the South if they beat Carolina. I agree with that. Matt Ryan is not one of my guys. Julio is a monster. Devontae Freeman is a monster. I like Willie Moe, but he's a sucker for the double move.
Yeah.
The linebacker play is average. Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite guys on defense is the defensive end.
Which one?
What's the guy's name, man? He's been there forever. He's the only staple person on that defense. His brother played for the Seahawks, man. What's the guy name?
Man, you guys, I don't have no idea. Hold on. Keep talking while I find out who you're talking about. But
this guy, Babino.
Okay.
Babino, he won yeah.
Okay.
Like
Babino, okay. Not a big Babino fan.
But he's a constant on that defense, and you have the rookie Vic Beasley. He's okay. The corners, you're going to the corners now.
Alfred made the play.
Alfred is he's the better corner.
Right.
He just get picked on a lot.
Right.
I think he needs to believe more in himself, and he's the better corner.
You think he's better than Trufant?
Trufant is living on the family name right now. I still recall Trufant last year celebrating the breakup pass, but there was Kelvin Benjamin in the middle of that end zone with the touchdown. He caught the ball. And the guy was over here celebrating. He didn't know this guy caught the ball. So when you're doing all that showboating and you're not showing and proving, I can't go with you, man. You're not a Patrick Peterson. You're not even a Richard Sherman. You're definitely not a Breeden. So,
I don't know if I'm ready to say Alfred is better than Trufant. Now, Alfred do get picked on because Trufant does have the reputation, but that reputation it isn't by accident. I don't know, man. I like Trufant. I'm suspect on Alfred, but he made the play. He made the play of the game. He sealed it. I'm not sure how great of a pass it was from your boy Kirk Cousins, but he sealed the game.
The dude hit the ground, man. The dude fell.
I don't know, man. We'll see about the Falcons. I'm going to keep watching them because basically I live in Atlanta. I don't have much of a choice. Since I got to hear about them all day, I might as well watch them. And we'll see, though. I kind of like this team, man. I want to see what they do against Carolina. That'll be the test because I don't see much else happening in the South, man. Let's move on to the Seahawks and the Bengals. Did you watch this game?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
But I heard it was amazing. I heard it was exciting.
Down
to the wire.
I watched this game, man. Seahawks got some issues, cuz.
Starting with
offensive line, which has been the problem all year long. The offensive line is terrible. I mean, the offensive line is to the point to where Russell Wilson can't even work magic to get out of the sacks no more. He's just sacked. They're getting back there that fast. Now, it's not all the offensive line's fault. I still think the wide receivers are garbage. I always thought they've been garbage. I don't know why they keep running them out there, but, they don't get open enough to give him an outlet to throw the football. You're missing Marshawn Lynch. I don't know what the plan is with Jimmy Graham. I don't know what that's all about. Basically, he had one good game. I think it was last week, the week before last. But outside of that, it's almost like they don't even try to get this man the ball. Um, but that offensive line is the main thing. The offensive line is terrible. It's really bad.
Yeah.
And that's a team built on their offensive line. And they're built on the run game. Marshawn Lynch needs to run the ball whenever he gets back. We'll talk about that. But the offensive line is just bad, and I don't understand how it got this bad this fast. Now they gave away Unger to get Graham.
Right.
I would never ever ever give up my starting center for a tight end ever, but that's just me. Um, I just don't think it was a good swap, and I think they're starting to pay for it. But the defense also doesn't look all that great. People are starting to go at this secondary. When you got the Bengals basically throwing at Richard Sherman and Cam Chancellor like we just don't care, and then you got Kerry Williams on the other side struggling badly. Kerry Williams is not good. All right.
No, he's not. He's been horrible since Baltimore.
Kerry Williams is from an NFL standpoint is not a good corner, and so they going at him. But teams are also just like, man, we're going at Richard Sherman too. We don't care about him. Now Cam Chancellor is just getting back, and they beat Cam a couple times. Eifert beat him a couple times with some nice plays, man. And but my main thing is the offensive line, and there's no intimidation factor with this secondary like it used to be. Like people are just basically saying we're going to throw at you, and we'll see how it goes. And I still say, I like Richard Sherman, but Richard Sherman is not Darrelle Revis. He's not Patrick Peterson. He's not a one-on-one, man-on-man shutdown corner. And I think teams are starting to just say, you know what, we can beat him inside. We can beat him if we move him. We might not beat him deep, but we can make moves on this guy and pick up some yardage. I think teams are starting to do that.
Yeah. Because he doesn't have top of the line speed.
No.
He's tall.
Right.
If he can't put his hands on you, he's in trouble.
Man, and let me tell you what, Richard Sherman is the king of grabbing up underneath the shoulder pads, and he's been getting away with this for a long time, and they're starting to call him for it. But he'll grab you underneath your shoulder pads, and he doesn't jam like a regular corner jams. Richard Sherman's version of a jam is basically grab your shoulder pads, grab underneath your shoulder pads, whatever it takes to slow you off that line of scrimmage. And they're starting to call it, and he's still a good corner. Don't get me wrong; he ain't garbage, but I never thought he was the best corner in the NFL. I never thought that.
Me neither.
He's a system corner. They always got a safety for over the top for him, so he never has to worry about getting beat deep. It's a system they play out there, man. But he ain't locking nobody down. Now, the Bengals, man.
I'm kind of feeling the Bengals, man. They got a lot of weapons. Andy Dalton has improved every year. You got AJ Green. You got a nice little host of supporting cast wide receivers. They catch the ball. They don't drop the ball a lot. You got a gangster backfield. Your D-line and your linebackers always nice. Your corners are decent, and they're just a nice cohesive unit. I believe in the Bengals. I think they're gonna make some noise, especially with your Ravens struggling, and they're waiting for Roethlisberger to get back in Pittsburgh. If Cincinnati hold out, they can make some noise. They can make some noise.
Let me ask you this: Cincinnati makes noise every year in the regular season, and it's playoff time where the problem comes in. But right now, you have to say Cincinnati will make the playoffs, right? Basically, of what you're seeing right now.
Yeah.
Have they fixed the playoff problem, or is the playoff problem on the sideline being Marvin Lewis?
I think the playoff problem is on the field. It lies with the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's learning to take chances, and he's learning to trust in himself. make the throws, make the decisions, and he's ready to take that next step. He could be the Andrew Luck that they're talking about. He could have that coach spot, but you still got the campaign guy, Tom Brady.
Well, we're gonna get to them. Let me tell you about my feelings on the red rifle they call him. All right, Andy Dalton used to have these games where he'll have things like every couple of games he'll just have a bad one where he'll just basically kill a team all by himself. And I'm not seeing that this year. If he's gonna continue to play this way, they got a shot. But I'm sorry, man. I got to see him in the playoffs because I've seen you. This team has been good in the regular season for a minute. It come playoff time is when it all falls apart. I got to see him in the playoffs, but I think their biggest improvement is the offensive line. O-line is better, and he's got a lot more time than he used to have, man, and he's able to sit back there and read his defenses and throw the ball. I think it's a good team. It's a talented team. I'm not sure about the coach come playoff time, and I'm not sure about the quarterback come playoff time. I got to see these two first in playoffs before I say anything about the Bengals outside of the fact that they're a good regular season team.
Well, I guess I can go with that, but right now, I'm running with the rifle.
I feel you.
I'm running with the rifle right now. He's a rifleman to me.
All right. Let's move on to the Saints and the Eagles. Look. Homie, your Saints are a bad football team.
Huh?
Your Saints are a bad football team.
Yeah, they're horrible right now, man.
And the problems are everywhere. Quarterback, coach, talent. I just don't. The defense.
Coaches.
Yeah, coach is because I don't. Man, did you see them two, man? Peyton and Ryan on the sideline?
Nah, I can just imagine because it's not. It reminds you of the game before. They do it every day. It's a ritual. These guys are just. It's like Rex Ryan and his brother on the same sideline, like they brotherly fighting.
It looks like to me, Ryan is saying, Peyton is saying, "Hey man, can the defense stop anybody?" And Ryan is saying, "Hey man, can the offense score any points?" It's like they both trying to look at the other guy and say, "If you do your part, our part, my part will be better. I need you to do your job, and then my job will be easier."
I just gotta contain the offense on defense because y'all can't score, so I can't blitz because we gonna get beat.
Yeah, and that's what it's boiling down to, man. Hey, man, I just don't. Something has happened over there. Basically, it looks like to me that technically they kind of want to rebuild it, but they don't want to fully commit to rebuilding it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's some pieces that you really got to get rid of, and I think they should have, but they know they have to keep some of the guys that's in there that understand breeze, especially the old line. Jerry Evans got to go. It's time for him to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because he just hurt. Colston should have gone last year. They should have let Colston go.
Yeah.
But you want Breeze to feel comfortable. You tried to experiment with Kenny Stills. I don't know if the cat was partying too much. They didn't like his haircut. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But the Jimmy Graham effect, they were just getting attached to that because they know Breeze is, that's his safety net. He's a Tony Gonzalez like the Falcons had. That's all that was. So the people were getting used to that.
Well, I mean, here's my problem. When you got rid of Jimmy Graham, what was the plan?
I don't think they know. I don't think they had a plan.
I thought there was a plan.
But it's coming to me now that they don't really have a plan.
Man, when look, I always figured Sean Payton for the type of coach, especially the type of offensive coach that he is, that if he was going to get rid of his best piece on offense, that he had a plan. So when this happened, when the trade happened with Seattle, I'm thinking, okay, well, this dude must have a plan. You know, Brandon Cooks, I guess, and Brandon Cooks had a good game. He had a decent game. but he's not week in and week out good.
No.
Willie Snead, I guess.
He needs somebody else to help him out.
Well, Marcus Colston is old. Benjamin Watson is old. So what was the plan? I don't get it. CJ Spiller?
The draft pick that he messed up. Spiller, he thought was the answer. Spiller is not working out because they're not throwing the ball. Spiller's not getting the ball. He's not getting enough plays in on the field. He's not getting enough plays. They messed up in the draft. If you're not going to take this offensive tackle you drafted and start him at right tackle, where he needs to be, and get rid of Zach Street, that's the first problem.
Right.
You pick Stephon Anthony, great pick. Great pick. Dude's balling, dude's got his head in the game, he's trying to make moves, he's making a call, he's doing whatever. He's doing better than they expect a rookie to do at that position.
Right.
Controlling the defense.
Right.
But in the second round, you pick Kakai. I understand what he did in college. I don't watch Washington, the University of Washington. I don't watch those guys.
Right.
If they're up on TV. Randy Gregory was right there.
I don't think. Well, but that don't solve the problem. The problem.
There were better players that you could have picked than that guy.
Okay.
That's in my opinion.
Right.
But Dupree was there.
Right. I don't know, man.
Randy Gregory was there. There was a lot of guys that you could have picked.
Were you going to pick a guy to replace your best offensive player? Because this is my problem. Even with
Jimmy Graham, you mean? Jimmy Graham.
Right.
They could have picked Funches. He was there. Funches was there.
Yeah. I don't.
Pick Funches. He was there.
This team, man. As many points as they are giving up, but the defense has never been great with Ryan there. It's just been an okay defense. But they're starting to come in with 10 and 12 and 17 points on a regular basis, and that's not the Saints. They used to be able to outscore people. If the defense didn't play well, they used to be able to outscore you. I don't know what the plan is with your team there, man. I don't know what they're trying to do. And the Eagles, look like the Eagles going to win every other game is what their plan is here. Every other game, they're going to be 8-8 is what they're setting out to be.
Yeah, that sounds like them.
Yeah, I still don't understand exactly what the Eagles look like a team that they're gonna play every 2 quarters. Is what it looks like they're doing. We'll take the first 2 quarters off, we'll play the last 2, or we'll play the first 2 quarters and take the last 2 quarters off. So I don't know, man. But I tell you this much about the Eagles: I don't think they're a very good team. And the trade. You trade Nick Foles for Sam Bradford is like me trading my car with a bad engine for your car with a bad transmission. It's the same damn thing. Neither one of us are going anywhere. Different problem. We still got problems, though. You know what I'm saying?
Nick Foles looking a little better than Sam Bradford.
Every other week, it's the same thing. It's the same thing with that dude, man. It's the same thing with Nick Foles is what they had. Nick Foles plays every other game. If you look at the Rams right now, they play good one week, play bad the next week. They're on their way to being 8-8 again, just like the Eagles. They're gonna be 8-8. Everybody's gonna say this is the best 8-8 team in football. Well, they are, but they're gonna be 8-8 because they want to take a game off. So I don't know, man. Browns and Ravens. Ravens aren't very good.
They're not good. They lost to the Browns.
Yeah, bruh. I'm just gonna keep it real short and simple with the Ravens. They don't have a deep threat. The offensive line is so-so. And is this all Terrell Suggs that the defense all of a sudden is just garbage? Can that be all one player?
It's possible because Dumerville is not getting any pressure, but I think he's hurt.
Right.
Because your replacement in Courtney Upshaw, he's not that kind of guy yet. He's not even near Pete Sizzle. He's not near that yet.
But the defense just fell off the cliff, man. They're bad week in and week out, the defense. And
the safety's hurt. He's out for the season. Elam. The cornerback, Ladarius Webb, he's getting older.
Webb's had a lot of injuries too, man. They eventually is gonna catch up to him.
Yeah. You got a lot of stuff going on over there, man.
I'm not gonna. I mean, the Browns are the Browns. I'm not gonna jump up and down because they beat the Ravens. I'm not. The Ravens are officially 1-4. It is what it is, and we ain't gonna get too deep into that. But the problems with the Ravens are simple though, man. They can't throw the ball deep, and the offensive line is what it is, and the defense is terrible, which you never thought you would say about a Ravens team, but the defense is terrible. All right, Jaguars, Buccaneers. I like Blake Bortles, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Okay, I can dig that.
I like Blake Bortles. I think he got some potential. There's only one problem with Blake Bortles, and I don't know how he's gonna solve it. He plays in Jacksonville, and that's his problem. That's gonna be the problem. I mean, Jacksonville, man, is never. They never seem like they're gonna figure this thing out. But Tampa Bay beat them. Jameis looked okay. Tampa is just a bad football team too, if you would ask me. Suspect defense, and all that. But I don't know, man.
Just tell him to keep throwing picks. He'll be out of there.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say about either one of these teams. I just think they're two bad football teams with some potential. Jameis, I want to see Jameis next year. Let him ride this season out, but I'm not a big fan of the coach over there in Tampa Bay. Though I'm gonna tell you that much.
Lovey?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Lovey. I ain't been a big fan of Lovey since Chicago, and I'm not sure that was all him.
Wow.
Yeah. When Lovey got fired from Chicago, everybody said, how do you fire a guy who wins games and goes to the playoffs and this, that, and the third? Okay, cool. That's all great. But those Bears teams had problems, man. They could never, ever get over the top. They had great defense, no offense. And even when he was there, the offense never quite got it together. They could never seem to put a whole thing together. And that's what you see with Tampa Bay right now. Tampa doesn't have the greatest talent in the world, but it just don't seem like they can ever put a complete game together, man. Now, they beat Jacksonville, but like I said, that's Jacksonville. Yeah, I'm not, it is what it is. Now, the Bills and the Titans. Sammy Watkins not playing. Here's my thing with the Bills, man. As long as Greg Roman is your offensive coordinator, hey, I'm being real, man.
No love for Greg Roman.
No love. The worst, most unimaginative offensive coordinator in football. As long as he's and I told you this week one when they came out there looking good, putting up a whole bunch of points. People figure out what Greg Roman is doing very fast, and Greg Roman does not adjust. Now, that offense that they're running is the San Francisco 49ers offense. I looked at that with him for 3 years. That's the same offense. So people are starting to pick up on it. Now, injuries aside, offense doesn't look the same. The defense is still there, but now they're having problems scoring points. I don't know how I feel about the Bills, but I know this much: they're not beating New England at all. They just forget about the AFC East. It's not going to happen. They don't have to worry about that. And if you can't win the AFC East, if you're the Jets or the Bills or the Dolphins, then you just don't need to worry about anything. You're not making the playoffs. It's not going to happen. But I like Rex, man.
I like Rex too.
I'm a big fan of Rex.
He put fire in his players, B.
Yeah, Rex.
Need to show on the field.
Rex can't coach my team, but Rex can coach my defense. He can't coach my team, but he can coach my defense. Hey, man, Rex is a spin doctor because Rex could lose the game, the team could look horrible, and he'll walk to the podium, and before it's all said and done, everybody's cheering. Like, Rex is a politician, man. Pure fucking hustle.
He's like Will Ferrell. I'm a motivator.
Yeah, that's it. He's like, yeah, we played badly. We didn't get it done. But I'll tell you this much, and then he'll hit the podium a couple times. We fought hard. We're a good team. I love this team. and everybody's applauding. The fans forget that they just lost, and they keep on moving. You know, but they did beat the Titans. They beat the Titans, came back to get the win. Marcus Mariota, I like Mariota. I think he's going to be something. I don't know what yet because he plays in Tennessee, and they can
Yeah.
never seem to get it together. But he might be starting. He might be their start to get it together. It might start with him. But he didn't have a great game. He's 21 to 32, one pick, no touchdowns. Uh, Actually, if you look, huh?
No touchdown.
No touchdowns. He had a pick, no touchdowns. Tyrod Taylor was 10 to 17 for 109. He had a touchdown, no picks. Neither one of these quarterbacks played a good game. It just is what it is. I'm not a big fan of any of them, but I would tell you this much: when your quarterback also leads your team in rushing, which is what Tyrod Taylor did, that's not a good thing. That ain't a good thing, man. Tyrod Taylor was the best running back on the field.
No, that's right. Shady tape.
Yeah. I don't agree with that at all. But I guess however you got to win games is how you have to win them. But the Bills need to figure something out just to be respectable. But as far as winning the AFC East, just don't even worry about that. That's out of the question. Rams and Packers. To the Rams again. Every other game. This is why the Rams are always 8-8. Every other game. I don't get these dudes, man. They played the Packers, and once again, like last week, like the 49ers played the Packers tough on defense, but we couldn't score. The Rams played them tough on defense, they couldn't score. The Packers should have taken 2 losses in a row here. But luckily they played teams that can't score the football. If you get after Aaron Rodgers a little bit, he threw a couple picks in this game too. But unfortunately, the Rams being the Rams, your boy Nick Foles. Did you see the line on Nick Foles?
No.
You didn't see the numbers? Let me give you the numbers on Nick Foles. Nick Foles was 11 for 30 for 141 yards. He had a touchdown, but he also had 4 interceptions. That's Nick Foles.
That sounds like a backup quarterback.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Nick Foles. That's who you traded Sam Bradford for. That's the worst trade. I don't get that. I don't understand that. I don't even understand that. But that's Nick Foles, every other game type of a guy. The same thing he did when he was with the Eagles. He brought that to St. Louis. I'm going to give you this week, but next week I'm taking that week off. I'll give you the week after that, but then I'm going to take another week off. The Rams are going to be 8-8, but Todd Gurley, you seen him, right? Monster. Todd Gurley is a monster, and I don't even know if he's really 100% yet. They got a running back.
Beast.
Yeah, they got a running back, man, but I'm not in love with the wide receiving core for St. Louis. I'm not a big fan of Stedman Bailey. I'm not a big fan of Tavon Austin at all. I think he's a fraud. Yeah, he's a fraud, man. Listen, for what he does when he actually makes a play, all the celebration, he almost makes you forget that he hardly makes any plays. He don't make any plays, man. So then when he finally makes one, you'll think that he's been making them all year. I think he's a fraud, man. He had 2 receptions for 6 yards. Okay? Now, we're talking about the Green Bay Packers defense, which is not great. All right? But he had 2 receptions for 6 yards. And he had he rushed the ball, 3 attempts for 22 yards. But Tavon Austin, I'm not a big fan of Tavon Austin. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe he'll get better, but they've been talking about this guy since last year. And you remember when his rookie season, it was Tavon Austin, Tavon Austin, Tavon Austin. And for 10 games, we waited for Tavon Austin to do anything. It's the same thing this year. Same thing this year, man. I'm not a big fan of Tavon. Aaron Rodgers is a monster. Green Bay is good. Even when he has a bad game, it's a good game.
Good game.
Yeah.
Monster.
And what James Jones. There's some teams out there mad at James Jones. Because James Jones,
because he didn't shine for the Brits.
he didn't do anything for anybody else. He get back to Green Bay and it's all good. But I think a lot of that has to do with Aaron Rodgers.
Of course it does.
Yeah, so you know, I like Green Bay. This might be their year, man. This because I'm not a big fan of Seattle. This might be Green Bay's year to try to get it done, to see if they can make it happen. Um, we'll see what they do, man. The Cardinals and the Lions. Look here, man. I'm just gonna say this: Matthew Stafford. Somebody finally had what it took to sit Matthew Stafford down.
Why are we ragging on Stafford, bro?
Man, Matthew Stafford is overrated because Matthew Stafford is Jay Cutler. It's the guy with the strong arm that everybody says, oh, look how strong his arm is. And that's all you ever hear about him. Strong arm. Okay.
The arm is strong. The arm is strong.
The arm is strong. Problem is, you're throwing it to the wrong team. All right. Now, this is a guy, man, who had Calvin Johnson. And there's all his good numbers came based on Calvin Johnson. Now that Calvin Johnson is not what he used to be, Matthew Stafford looks even below average. He's not a good quarterback, man. He just throws the ball very hard. That's basically what he does. But I'm not a big fan of Matthew Stafford. I never was. He's the Jay Cutler of Detroit. You know, Basically all the announcers are going to tell you how great he is and how strong his arm is, and then you watch him play and you like, well, who are they talking about? Because it can't be the guy that I'm watching.
Who is that guy? They talking about that guy.
They're talking about that guy that you watch and you're like, nah, that can't be him. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong dude here. The Cardinals are good. Good football team.
The Cardinals deep. Cardinals play good D, man.
They play good D, and as long as Carson Palmer stays healthy, that's the key.
That's the key.
Palmer got to be healthy now.
Need a healthy Palmer. You need a healthy Palmer.
If Palmer stays healthy, the Cardinals are going to be fine. The Cardinals should win the NFC West unless Seattle makes a remarkable turnaround, and they could, but I don't know, man. Like you want to say Seattle will turn it around because they always do, but when you watch them, if you actually understand what you're looking at, Seattle don't look too good. All right, the Broncos, huh?
They're looking like some trash.
Yeah, it just doesn't look good, man. The Broncos, look here, man. Peyton, his body ain't gonna allow him to do what his mind wants him to do. All right, but Peyton is still good enough to win you some games. But Peyton hasn't looked very good this season at all.
No, he hasn't. Not at all.
Not at all. Not at all. And but now national media and the guys calling the game, they won't say that. They're never gonna say that because they love Peyton Manning. But Peyton hasn't looked good this season. Peyton Manning really didn't look great last season. I don't know how Denver's gonna win games. DeMarcus Ware, he's out for 2 weeks, got a back problem. They're saying 2 weeks, it could be 3. They're basically winning games on defense right now. Peyton is okay. But the ball that Peyton Manning throws seems to be in the air for a long time. And Woodson was all over that shit this week. Yeah. He was all over it. And I think a lot of teams are going to start running them safeties up at these passes because the corners, again, most of the corners that they play, Peyton can still put the ball in the right place to where that corner still has a hard time getting there. But his wide receivers are making athletic plays. Like these dudes are falling out of bounds. They jumping 10 feet in the air. They're doing whatever they got to do to get this ball in for Peyton Manning. They're going to start running safeties at these balls and undercutting them. And I think that's what they're about to start doing to Peyton. And he will make his adjustments, I guess, but Peyton don't look good, man. He don't look good.
Yeah. Hopefully the defense hold up. They can make a run at it. Make it loose.
I guess, man. I don't know.
This may be his last hurrah, brother.
I would hope that he would know when to hang it up, but you know how some dudes are, man. He might try to make another run at it next year, but if you just watch him, and this is my beef with the media, if you just watch him, you can tell that it ain't what it used to be, but nobody will say it. Nobody will say it. I heard one person say it. That was Bill Simmons. Nobody else will say it. So whatever. I guess they think they fooling us, like we can't see. I like Derek Carr, man.
I like Derek Carr too.
I'm starting to like Derek Carr. Unfortunately, he plays for the Raiders. So, I mean, some of these dudes, man, they're on franchises that can never get it together. Raiders being one of them. Uh, Derek Carr, I would like to see him somewhere else or with some better talent. I like Amari Cooper. Uh, Crabtree
I
is what
would
he
say.
is. Crabtree is a decent wide receiver these days. Um, Defense is pretty good. I actually like the defense. Um, but they're not ready to win games on a consistent basis. I mean, we ain't got to worry about the Raiders right now. I don't think anybody else is either. But I like Derek Carr. I like Carr.
I'm with that.
All right. Patriots and the Cowboys. The Patriots are very good. That's just basically what it is. I know people don't like the Patriots. I've always been a fan of the way they do their thing. But
They
once again,
cheat
huh?
the way they cheat.
Hey man, I don't think they cheat as much as people would like to think they do. Put it like this: you can do the videotaping when they were taping teams, and you can talk about the deflated football all you want to. That don't account for the fact that every year, this team is good. Every year, and they're good again. I don't, I mean, I just don't know what else you need to say about them. They're going to run away with their division, and they'll be in the playoffs, and we'll see what they do there. But Tom Brady is a monster. Only quarterback I'll take over him is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, those are my quarterbacks right there. You're not a big fan of the Patriots.
No.
Because you
not the least.
Because you think they cheat.
I know they cheat.
Well, hey man, listen. I'm not gonna knock a team for trying to get an edge. I'm sorry, man. Put it like this: if they did deflate some footballs, okay, that's fine. But do you really think that had anything to do with the ass beating they put on the Colts that day?
No, the ass beating that they got. I'm going back to the tough rule. I'm going back there.
They didn't make that call. The refs did.
But we all know. And the guy, when you got to explain it, you didn't. Belichick was in the first time in history and not said, I didn't make that call. The rest did. He said he saw it previous games ago with Vinny Testaverde and all that. He admitted somebody else was like, why, if they can do it for them, why not us? Belichick don't answer questions like that.
So let me get this right. You don't like the Patriots because of the tuck rule?
That's when the cheating started.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, man.
The Spygate, the Flakegate, nah, they ain't all that. But the Spygate, and just keep pushing the pocket. If you're good, you're good. You gotta push. You gotta line up so many people on this side just to see if the refs catch it. Come on, man.
Hey man, listen. Let me go to the defense of the Patriots and everybody else that doesn't mind cutting a corner or two. When you talk about a team that cheats or breaks the rules, breaking the rules to me would be something major, like I don't know, you stole the other team's footballs, or you locked them in a hotel room or something like that. When you're trying to get a competitive advantage, I don't have a problem with any of this. First of all, Spygate, everybody was doing it. They just got caught and they got ratted on. Somebody snitched. A team that used to do it, a guy that used to do it for them went to another team and snitched. Everybody was doing it. So
you talking about Mangini?
Yeah. So I'm not gonna. Listen. Have they pushed the envelope a little bit? Yes. Do they try to get away with some stuff? Yes. But all they doing is mimicking what we do in everyday life. Every day we speed. Every day we trying to hustle. Every day we run the stop signs. Every day we all trying to get by on something. Why the Patriots got to be held to a higher standard?
Because they're an NFL team.
Full of cheaters. Everybody's cheating.
They get paid millions of dollars and everybody's watching.
Hey, man. Look here, man.
I I don't hear the kid on the corner. The only thing you hear the kid on the corner saying, "That's my car." Not, "I want to speed like that guy. I want to run a stop sign like that guy."
Okay, but when they start driving, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna speed and run stop signs. That's what we all
And
do.
then at the same time, they're gonna put their seatbelt on and listen to their dad who gave them a car so they get the car again. But if I can cheat and I can throw the ball like Tom Brady, get millions of dollars and light a model like Giselle, that's the guy he wants to be. He don't want to be you riding up the street in your car. He wants to be Tom Brady.
So
He wants to be Bill Belichick.
What's the problem with that?
A hoodie and cutting his sleeves off, B.
What's the problem with that? I don't get what the problem is. I don't get what the problem is. I don't understand what the problem is. Whenever somebody tells me about the Patriots cheating, I never ever get the problem. Because everybody's cheating. Everybody's cheating, man. Everybody's doing it.
Okay, but if everybody's cheating, why y'all always want to get caught?
Well, there's a snitch factor here. Now, let me tell you, man, snitching starts at an early age. Now, you had snitching from Indy. You had snitching from Eric Mangini. There's a snitch factor involved. Indy snitched, and they're gonna pay for their snitching. Eric Mangini snitched because he's like, okay, well, hell, I'm coaching this team now. We got to beat these guys, and I know we can't. So what do? Oh, I get him in trouble. So bottom line is, I mean, you ask any player that play in the NFL, and all these guys come out and say it. You always trying to find a competitive advantage. And a competitive advantage is another way of saying cheating. We're trying to cheat here. We're trying to get some things done. Every week on the field, you see people cheating. There's a cheating every week on the field. You know, holding is actually against the rules, but everybody do it, right? And what you said.
And what you said. Ball changing and all that there.
Oh, man, come on, man. We're going to move on from this, man. I don't even know what you're talking about right now, man. Hey, man, first of all, I know you. I'm not even listening to this right now. That's a personal issue you got with the Patriots. I'm not listening to that craziness, man.
But my team always beat them, so I don't give a damn.
All right, now the Cowboys. Look here, we need Romo back. We need Bryant back, and they'll figure it out. I don't see anybody running away with that NFC East. They still got a shot at it, but they're not beating anybody with Brandon Whedon at quarterback.
Nobody.
Just not going to happen.
They're not beating their own defense with that guy.
Yeah, another guy who really ain't trying to throw it down the field. But he's not as bad as they make him out to be either. He's a serviceable NFL quarterback, but serviceable is not good enough to win.
No.
All right, 49ers Giants. My team, the 49ers. Good game. Colin Kaepernick rebounded. That was nice to see. But they're not good enough to really. They got some issues, man. The defense gives up a lot of yards. Now, this week, I thought it was part of the game plan was to play a lot of zone because you didn't want Odell Beckham trying to beat you over the top. So they played a lot of zone, and they gave up a lot of yards. And the goal was to play zone in between the 20s and man up once you're in the red zone and hope to stop them, man. It worked until the last drive. They left too much time on the clock for the last drive.
Yeah. And Shane Vereen beat you.
And you know what? I don't understand why Mangini didn't figure that out. I would have doubled Shane Vereen. As crazy as it sounds, okay? But he was best.
Crazy because Chris Collinsworth said it on that.
But you rarely want to double a back coming out the backfield. But here's the thing. He was running option routes. Basically, he was coming out, and if the defender was on the inside, he was running outside. If the defender was outside, he was running inside. And so I think you had to find a way to bracket him because he was killing us, and he killed us all the way down the field. But the pass interference on Odell Beckham Jr., that was the real killer.
That's a hard call.
I think it was a weak call, but you're a rookie corner. And Kenneth Acker is getting there. I like the way he played this week. He's getting there. But, homie, you're a rookie corner. You can't make that play. You're not getting away with that. A veteran corner gets away with that. You're not getting away with that play, especially against the quote-unquote golden boy wide receiver, Odell Beckham Jr. They love this dude. So you can forget about that. You know, when they showing clips of this dude warming up during the game, him warming up in pregame and talking about all the people watching, they love this dude. So you're not going to get that call. But I like the way Kaepernick bounced back, threw the ball down the field a little bit. I see some fight in the team, but we're not good enough to really contend. But I will say this: we still got a shot to have a respectable season. We're gonna be in some games. We just got to win those games, and we'll see how that goes, man. I'm not. I don't know how I feel about Tom Sula yet. I don't know if he's a good coach. Mangini, I like. Jeep Chris, I like the play calling, and he's actually coming up with some decent plays. I like him, but we ain't ready to win a lot of games yet, man. All right, the Steelers.
They need Roethlisberger.
Yeah, they do, but I got issue with the Chargers in this game, man. I really got some major issues with the Chargers. 2 issues. At some point, you know Michael Vick's gonna run the ball, right?
Right.
He didn't run the ball all game, I understand that. But we talking about trying to win the game. This is the 2-minute drive. Y'all play a defense where everything opens up in the middle. No spy, no nothing. And y'all let this guy run down the field. That's the first mistake. I don't know what you were doing defensively there. But the second mistake is, when you saw the Wildcat, what were you going to do? When you see Bell in the backfield, what are you going to do? You know they're running the ball. I don't get it. I don't know what they were doing there defensively. But the Steelers, you know, they can't keep winning. I mean, Michael Vick is what he is, man. You know, this ain't the glory days. You know what I mean?
This ain't the founding days.
Yeah, this ain't the old school days. But I mean, Vick is serviceable, but they need they need Big Ben back, because Cincinnati's gonna run away with this thing. And contrary to what some people believe, you really don't want Cincinnati to win this division. You want to win the division. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. We'll see how the Steelers go. They look okay. To me, it's all about Big Ben, and we'll see how they go from there. Chargers, I love Phillip Rivers, man, but unfortunately, Rivers plays in San Diego. Sorry, man.
That bad, brother.
Listen, man, it's certain organizations that are never, ever going to get over the hump. And I don't know, either it's ownership, mainly it's ownership. It starts at the top. Miami is a prime example. Miami will never get over the hump. You know why? Because the owner is terrible. When you got a bad owner, you hire bad GMs. When you got bad GMs, you hire bad coaches. It just recycles itself. You're never going to get it right because the guy at the top is terrible. So everything he does is going to be terrible, and it filters down to the football team. The Miami Dolphins gave Sue that big contract as if they were a defensive tackle away from winning the Super Bowl. Why do you pay a defensive tackle that kind of money if you're the Miami Dolphins?
So he can become a businessman on your team.
I mean,
you know, he's been at the Nike store at his alma mater.
Man, whatever, man. Let me tell you what. Those type of moves right there are why the Dolphins are a bad football team, man. I don't get it. I don't know why you pay. That money could have went to other places where you have holes, like your offensive line. I don't know, your quarterback. Maybe you might want to try that. You know, wide receiver maybe. Then they go and fire the coach like it's his fault. But you can't fire the owner, right? So what you
can't fire the owner.
Yeah, what you gonna do? But yeah, certain teams, man, are just they're never ever gonna get over the hump. You know, the Chargers, man, basically Phillip Rivers ain't got much time left. And hell, they talking about moving that team anyway. San Diego might not have a team anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, they might end up in LA or whatever the situation is, and the Charger fans are tripping. But I like the Charger fans; they're supportive. You know, I would hate to see them lose their team. You know, but I don't know, man. I think they wasted Phillip Rivers, man. Phillip Rivers is a good quarterback.
He's a very good quarterback.
And
competitive. Very competitive.
Yeah, very competitive. But he's come a long way since he matured, man. He ain't no no little punk screaming at other teams from across the sidelines like he used to be. He's come a long way. All right, next week's games. Let's run through these real fast. Falcons at the Saints. Who you like in this game, cuz?
Great, man. Do we even have to ask this question?
Look here, man. Hey, man, listen. I understand you're a Saints fan, but let's be realistic here. You honestly believe y'all are gonna win this game?
We can, if we stop the run.
Uh-huh.
Stop the run.
Uh-huh.
Limit Julio, because Matt Ryan is prone to making mistakes. Now you're going to throw into the fourth receiver, Matt Ryan, because Roddy White is not even in your thoughts. Hankerson is not consistent. You throw it to this little guy who's like this off-brand Beasley from the Cowboys.
Uh-huh.
You throw it to this guy. He dropped the ball yesterday night, too. He dropped the ball. Limit Julio. Try to stop the run. Don't let Kevin Coleman come in there and be that change of pace back where he can break one out on you.
Uh-huh.
In the Dome, in New Orleans, won the last game in the Dome. A little faith with your back against the wall. Rivalry team. Your coach talking about he's intrigued by these offers he's getting and he don't know what his next move is going to be. All this. You're thinking the coach is thinking his decisions because you suck. He's really thinking about his future. But you're going to play like it's y'all's fault. He wants to leave. Saints to win this game. It's always close games between these two teams. Saints to win this game at home. Georgia Dome, I might change my mind. Superdome, they can win this game.
Okay. All right. I'm going to ride with you on that, homie, but I don't know if I'll put my paperwork on that. I don't know if I'll put no money on that. I'm just going to be honest. But it is a rivalry game, division game. Yeah. I mean, y'all could win the game, but we'll have to see some changes from the Saints, even if it only lasts for a week. All right, the Texans at the Jags, 2 1-4 teams. We're going to roll right past that. I don't know what to say about that game. You got the Redskins at the Jets. Huh?
Let's say who's going to win.
I'm taking the home team, cuz. When you got two bad teams, take the home team. I'm taking the Jags. Well, now, wait a minute, no. Wait. I think Blake Bortles is out, though. I want to say that, yeah. Well, it don't matter. I'll take the Jags. I don't care who the quarterback is. Give me the Jags. Now, the Redskins at the Jets, I like this game. This is an interesting game here.
It's a slick side defensive battle.
Yeah.
Both offenses are average.
Yeah. And I mean, this is one of those games that can be fun because it can go a lot of ways. It could be a defensive game. You can have both these quarterbacks just be bad at the same time. It's very possible. Right. This could be a 3-interception game for both sides. Or it could be a good, well-played game if both teams come ready to play. But I kind of like this Jets team. They're decent. Now, I don't know how long you're going to last with your quarterback, with Fitzpatrick at quarterback, but Fitzpatrick ain't killing them. They play good defense. They can run the ball. I like this Jets team, and the Redskins are the same thing. They run the ball. They play good defense. The quarterback isn't killing them. This could be a good game. Chiefs at Vikings. Oh, who you like to win that game, though? Jets and the Redskins.
I'm going to take the Jets.
Take the Jets, all right. Chiefs at the Redskins. Chiefs without Jamal Charles, they're 1-4. The Vikings are okay. They're decent. They're not great. On the road, Chiefs. Give me the Vikings in that game.
I'll take the Vikings too, bro.
Dolphins at the Titans. 2 1-3 teams. Dolphins, fired the coach. This new coach talking about he gonna get them together. They running the Oklahoma drill. They doing all this. Guess what?
Who they playing? Who Miami playing?
They're playing the Titans. And Tennessee.
Anybody against Miami.
Yeah.
Take anybody against Miami.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I might have to look. From a gambling perspective, I might have to look at the line on this game. But anyway, If you ask me now, I'll take the Titans. Cardinals at the Steelers. Steelers go down here, homie. Well, now the Cardinals can lay an egg every now and again, as we saw against Washington. They just let it go. I don't see. Yeah, nah. I'm gonna take the Cardinals in this game on the road at Pittsburgh. I'm taking the Cardinals.
I'm with the Cardinals too.
All right, got the Bears at the Lions. It really doesn't matter. Bears are 2-3. They're bad. Lions are 0-5. They saying Stafford's gonna be back in the lineup. Whatever. It's a rivalry game. It might be interesting, but I'll take the Bears in this game.
I agree with that.
All right. Broncos at the Browns. I'll take the Broncos. I can't see the Browns doing it 2 weeks in a row.
You're right about that. Josh McCown,
Yeah.
Prone.
Yeah. Hey, we ain't.
You got to take Peyton in this one.
Yeah. The Bengals at the Bills. Bills might come out and play some defense here.
Not enough to beat the Red Rocket.
There you go. This Andy Dalton shit. So you you just riding with this guy now?
I'm riding with the Red Rocket, bro.
All right, man. Whatever, man. So you like the Bengals in this game on the road in Buffalo?
I'm taking the Bengals.
I wonder if Sammy Watkins plays. I might be taking the Bills here. Panthers.
You might be taking an L too, brother.
Panthers and the Seahawks. What you think there?
Ooh. Blue Chickens. He's cleared.
Yeah, but the game is in Seattle now.
Hey man, no wide receiver. Norman is on the other side of the field. I got the Panthers.
I don't know about that one, man. I might have to.
They beat him that before, Blair.
I understand that, man. But we didn't get a chance to talk about Carolina. Carolina's offense is a one-man team. It's Cam Newton or nothing. That's all it is. How long you think he's gonna be able to keep this up?
As long as he ain't hurt. They win this game, Blair.
All right. I think I'm gonna roll with Seattle on this one. 2 1-4 teams here again. Ravens and the 49ers. 2 bad football teams. Games in San Francisco. I think we win that game. Where you at on it?
Kaepernick looks horrible, B.
He looked good this week, though.
Yeah, he played a great second half. But is confidence up?
I think the confidence is back. I don't know if it's
Ravens
back.
desperate for a win. Ravens are desperate for a win, B.
Desperate to
But
do what?
I don't know. I think Fournette is hurt.
Yeah.
I think Fournette is hurt. And that defense does look very bad. I roll with y'all on this.
I think Fournette is back this week, though. That's what they're saying.
It's good for them.
All right. Chargers and the Packers. This could be interesting, too. The 2-3 Chargers at the 5-0 Packers, Lambeau Field. I'm going to roll with the Pack on this, but I might be rooting for the Chargers.
I'm definitely rolling with it. I'm going with the real rifleman, man. Rogers.
Going rifle. Rodgers. All right. Patriots and Colts. This is payback. This is the anti-snitch game.
Two snitch.
Yeah. This is the please don't snitch right here. I'm taking the Patriots big in this game. I don't think this is gonna be good at all. Now Andrew Luck is playing.
That don't matter.
Yeah.
Tom Brady playing?
Yeah, Tom Brady's playing.
We gonna holler at you.
Yeah. The Giants and the Eagles.
Ooh.
Eagles are schizophrenic, man. I don't know what Eagles team gonna show up from week to week, man. I don't know. But I'm riding with the Giants in this game. I like that Giants team.
Yeah, I'm rolling with G-Man.
All right, man. So that about wraps us up, man. We done ran through it all. Recap last week. Look to next week. We're gonna come back with some more, obviously. Do some other things. The NBA starting to kick off. Might kick in a little MLB here and there. And but for this show, we done.
Peace.
All right, man. I'm gonna holler at you later on. Make sure the people, man, check the like button, subscribe, definitely, because we're gonna have more. And we'll see y'all later.
Peace.